it comes time to sell a business, owners really need to be asking 3 questions, especially if somebody is already at the table, if they've already been approached, somebody's talking about making an offer. So number 1, if you were a buyer, would you pay what you believe your company is worth? Now, the reason you have to ask this question is, first of all, the first offer, if you're unrepresented, will probably come in low, but you need to be thinking about what you feel the company is worth, and is that accurate? If it was the opposite, would you pay that? So we were presenting value to a group of franchise owners, and one of the owners was firm that the company was worth like a gigantic amount of money. And when asked if he would buy his locations for that price, he said, no way, I wouldn't pay that for my locations, but I'm telling you, that's what it's worth, and I won't take a penny less. Well, obviously, he still owns the locations. So there is the possibility of an outsized multiple, but there must be a clear reason, a clear path for the buyer to stretch to that level. Just as you would expect the same if it was the opposite and you were doing an acquisition. So just because you believe that your company is worth a large amount, make sure that it's the same amount that you would pay if it was reversed. Secondly, do you have multiple buyers at the table and the process is tightly timed and concurrent? So we're talking with a client recently before they became represented, and they were entertaining 3 different groups. One group already had the financials and was preparing an offer. The other group was just signing an NDA, and the third group was just beginning to go through the financials. So it was not tight. It was certainly not concurrent. So let's say that the first group puts in their offer. They're going to give about 2 weeks for that offer to be accepted. Meanwhile, groups 2 or 3 will not have an offer in, and actually will probably not be close to an offer in just 2 weeks. So you want to make sure that you keep it really tight. And then number 3, are you represented by a team of M&A professionals? And this is where it can get a little bit difficult, because a buyer may feel like, hey, you know what? I want to save some money, and I'm a great negotiator, and I've run a business for 25 years. I know how to do this. But consider this, just as a tax professional can save you thousands in taxes, a tightly represented process may deliver even more millions to the bottom line in the final value. And remember too, the buyers, they run this process every single day for years. It's what they do. They may be doing 25, 50, 100 deals a year, and you may be selling your business a single time. It may be your only transaction. So basically, think about it like this. If you never played baseball, would you step to the plate against Nolan Ryan in his top form? So the team members to consider are this. Number 1, a professional financial expert. This could be your current CPA, but needs to be someone highly familiar with buy-side financials and how to maximize your bottom line. This is exactly the opposite of what they do during tax season. An M&A attorney. This is actually essential. You may want a firm that does more. You do want a firm that does more than simply practice law. You need one that actually performs mergers and acquisitions transactions. That's critical. Just because you have a friend that's an attorney or someone in the family that's an attorney, do they actually do M&A transactions? It will make a difference to the value. It will make a difference to the structure and if the deal actually makes it to the finish line. Number 3 is a wealth manager. And this is basically someone that you may already have working on your financials, but make sure that they're familiar with estate planning, affluent investing, things along those lines. It's more than simply a place that you put your money, but someone who's going to be able to help you not only invest appropriately, but coupled with your professional financial expert can save you the most in the long run, especially on taxes. And then finally, an M&A advisor. You would think this would be number 1, given that we are M&A advisors at CRI Capital Advisors. We represent business owners who are looking to sell their company either partial or fully. They may be looking to achieve a smoother process. They may want to sell 100%. They may want to bring a partner on and use their capital for growth. So there are a lot of different options. But basically, we do the heavy lifting so you can continue to do what you do best, which is to run your company. One of the challenges when entertaining multiple offers is it becomes very difficult to do that and manage your company and run it effectively. So a portion of our work will include creating a buyer's list from scratch, locating the best buyer for your company, even if you feel like you know who the buyer is. Sometimes they don't even make the top 10. So we do all that from scratch. We reach out confidentially. We share the information once the NDA is signed. We handle process and calls, making sure you're not spending your time talking to anyone who is just kicking a tire or looking for a fire sale or a discount. Then we negotiate the offer. Obviously, all this is with your permission. We navigate diligence and ultimately a positive close. So, are you thinking of selling your company? Make sure that you're asking these 3 questions, and we would certainly love to help you find the right buyer. So contact us at criadv.com or email us info@criadv.com.